Oh, hi. I've got a camera person with me today. Did you like that opening shot? This is about our fifth take because we keep bursting into laughter at the ridiculousness of this. But it's good to see you. I hope you had a good bank holiday weekend. I hope you enjoyed the sunshine. I hope you got out in the great outdoors and enjoyed creation because, oh, you're up there. Because we are entering as a church the season of creation across the world. All kind of faith communities are taking September to focus, reflect on, pray for creation. And so we're going to do that in the following few Sundays. Hence last week's challenge to share the beauty of trees. This one isn't looking at its best, but trees are beautiful, and you responded in your droves, in your fives. But we have some beautiful photos of trees in gardens, outdoors, abroad, at home, and we're going to show those at the end of this video. So thanks for that. You did so well with that. We're going to keep going with this sharing images and poems and thoughts. That this week, the topic is going to be water. So our first Sunday, we're looking at woodland. That's this Sunday, hence the trees. Next Sunday, we're going to look at our care for water. So what I encourage you to do is to send in any photos you have which contain water. It could be your favourite lake, a local river, it could be vistas of the ocean, it could be a fountain, a waterfall, whatever it is with water. Please send them in and maybe say where they are and why you like it, and we'll be including that next week. So, water. And there's one other thing for you to do, because September, as we know, is a time to go back to school, to college, universities, and we're thinking and praying for all of those who are going to school in our community and the teachers and the wider staff, etc. And as a church, we are kind of going back in some way. We are trying our first Zoom service on Sunday. Are you scared? I am. Don't worry if you prefer watching it on YouTube at some other time. You'll still get that option because we're going to record the service and put it on later. But if you would like to join us on Sunday at 10:45 live, here is the address and details you have to put in. Meeting ID and all that stuff that I often forget. So you can join us on Sunday where we were doing the trees, the woodland one. And when St David's Uniting Church usually meets, we share good news, as we do at Castle Square in a different way. But at St David's Uniting Church, it comes with these. Anyway, I won't say any more now. I'll let Past Phil tell you about the second part of this week's challenge. So, we recap. Any pictures, ideas, poems, prayers to do with water, rivers, rivers, oceans, the like. 2, any good news that you would like to share, more details about to come. And 3, you are going to see the beautiful trees at the end of this video, so hold on till then. For now, I think that's it. We've got through this without collapsing in laughter, so go and enjoy the trees, and I'll see you soon. Trees. Lovely trees. Look at the trees. That's a beautiful tree. Thank you, Future Phil. So one of the things I've missed about being able to physically gather together for worship is the sharing of good news. I know we've continued to do that in the newsletter, and we're very grateful to Marcia for enabling that. But it's all the better for when we're able to do it in person, to hear it from the recipient of the good news themselves, particularly at St David's Uniting Church, because it comes with this. And so, with our Zoom services starting this Sunday, causing great anxiety for many, I thought I would re-encourage us to share good news. So, for example, you might get a tweet for news such as saying that Molly from DPIA contacted us at St David's Uniting Church to say thank you for the donation we gave after our Christmas appeal, and giving us some information about how that's supporting some of the displaced people in action, some of the refugees and asylum seekers who they support. So hopefully our efforts are helping those who are most vulnerable right now. That is a bit of good news. you might want to use this time to think of your own good news. Another bit of good news that I had is that an ex-student got in touch with me last week, which was lovely in itself, and he told me that he had some good news of his own, that he'd just proposed to his fiancée and she accepted. And the good news for me is that they live in the UAE, so I have, of course, generous soul that I am, offered my services for free, assuming that they would pay for the flights there and back, first class, of course. So, another bit of good news. And don't talk with your mouth full. Finally, another bit of good news is that I received, of my good news, a certificate and cup for my efforts in the White Rock Avenue street quiz over the past few months. Some of us, Marilyn Leach, Viviane, sometimes Kay from Ladies Guild, Elsie, been a pillar of it, and many of our neighbours have been led by our wonderful neighbour Ira in quizzes and dances and social events from which this picture comes. And yes, I received a certificate for my efforts, and I did actually win the last round of the last quiz. But you know, who's boasting? So, good news. Those were perhaps pitiful examples. Hopefully you can come up with something a lot better, because I'm hoping from our Zoom services from this Sunday that some of you will be willing to share your good news on Zoom. More information to come, but in the meantime, all of you, whether St David's Uniting members, our Castle Square members, or our wonderful new friends from across the internet world, please send in via email to me or to Marcia, via the WhatsApp group, the Facebook group. Send in your tales of good news about yourself. We can't really for what's the word? For confidentiality reasons. Thank you. It's been a long day. We can't share other people's bits of news without their permission, but your good news, and we'll either include it in the newsletter or within our weekly services, which start on Zoom this Sunday. Anyway, I'm sure future Phil will cover all this. No doubt he's a few pounds lighter. Ooh, Galaxy. A few pounds lighter? The sugar's clearly getting to my head. Anyway, I've got the rest of this tub to get through, so back to you, future Phil.
And so here is the tree gallery. Bye for now.
So I have fluffed this up so many times, I've made my way through most of the tub.